By 2026, the standard event bar is predicted to be, well, virtually extinct in high-end spaces.
Completely gone.
Right. I mean, think about the standard setup. You have the bartender, the sticky mat, and that awkward, like, 15-minute line you wait in just to get a basic vodka soda.
Oh, yeah, the worst part of any reception.
Exactly. So instead of that, picture walking into a reception and being handed this vibrant, glowing cocktail that was pulled directly from a 4-foot-tall, structurally engineered pyramid of glass.
Wow.
Or, maybe your drink is poured through a botanically infused block of illuminated crystal clear ice.
It really is a fundamental rewrite of hospitality mechanics.
Yeah, it is. And that's what we're getting into today.
Right. So today's deep dive focuses on a pretty comprehensive trend report and styling guide. It's from Weddizer, which is a premier wedding decor and inspiration platform.
Okay.
And their source material outlines how the traditional utilitarian service bar is basically being entirely dismantled. They say it's being replaced by what they call immersive guest experiences.
Immersive guest experiences.
Yes.
I like that. So the mission for our deep dive today for you listening is to map out exactly how that transformation works.
Yeah.
We're going to unpack the specific rise of spectacular cocktail towers and custom ice sculptures. Because, when you think about a traditional corporate gala or a wedding, the bar is purely a distribution point for liquids.
Yeah, just completely transactional.
Exactly. You stand there shifting your way from one foot to the other, you conduct a pure exchange of goods with the bartender, and then you just walk away.
There's nothing special about it.
Right. Nothing about that interaction is memorable. It's a mundane transaction.
It is entirely functional. And the core philosophy driving the Weddizer data is that modern luxury is no longer about static decoration.
Okay, what do they mean by that?
Well, placing a massive floral arrangement on a table and calling it luxury, that's an outdated concept now.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, true luxury in 2026 is interactive. It requires moving away from the bar as a service station, and transforming the beverage itself into a spectacular interactive centerpiece.
Okay, let's unpack this because I want to start with the structural centerpiece that's kind of driving this whole trend, which is the cocktail tower.
Right, the towers.
Because when I first read Cocktail Tower, my mind immediately went to that classic 1920s Great Gatsby trope.
Oh, sure, the champagne cascade.
Yeah, exactly. You picture the precarious pyramid of hollow-stemmed coupe glasses with, champagne trickling down from the top tier.
Well, the classic champagne cascade is iconic, obviously. But what's fascinating here is that the Weddizer guide points out a massive evolution from that single vintage concept.
So it's not just champagne anymore.
Not at all. The 2026 iteration is all about highly customized, colorful variety. The source details this massive explosion of options.
Like what kind of options?
We're talking soaring martini towers, vibrant signature cocktail pyramids, and even these really complex, sparkling mocktail displays.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, they are creating these mixed beverage presentation stations that are just entirely vertical.
My immediate thought looking at these images wasn't just about how pretty they are.
Oh, no.
No, I immediately thought about the structural integrity.
Ah, right, the logistics.
Because we are talking about stacking dozens, sometimes hundreds, of glasses in the middle of a room where people are inevitably going to be, dancing and drinking.
It's a risk.
Yeah. It's less like traditional catering and more like architectural load-bearing. It's like playing a high-stakes game of Jenga with premium glassware.
That's a great way to put it.
You aren't just pouring drinks. You are calculating structural stability, where the liquid itself acts as the aesthetic wallpaper for the room. It's wild.
You calculate weight distribution, and really you are manipulating the room's energy.
Manipulating the energy.
Yeah, because human beings are naturally drawn to spectacle and, a slight sense of precariousness.
Oh, that makes sense. The danger of it falling.
Exactly. By taking something fragile and beautiful and making it vertical, you instantly command attention in a way a flat bar against a wall simply cannot.
Right.
It symbolizes celebration, but more importantly, it transforms the simple act of getting a drink into an actual event.
I'm looking at this and thinking it's basically a deliberate trap.
A trap.
Yeah, you place a delicate, glowing tower in the exact center of the room, and suddenly nobody is standing against the walls anymore.
Oh, I see what you mean.
You're using drinks as bait to force mingling.
You are engineering social friction in the best way possible. Because think about it, a traditional bar creates a linear queue.
Right, people just stare at the back of someone's head while they wait.
Exactly. But a 360-degree vertical tower creates a circle. Guests naturally face each other.
Oh, wow.
It acts as a gravitational pull during cocktail hour. It pulls people out of their isolated groups and brings them together around a shared visual spectacle.
And it makes grabbing a drink an Instagram-worthy moment.
Exactly.
Because the source mentions that phrase specifically, and how social media has fundamentally rewired wedding design.
It really has.
The Weddizer document highlights that couples want decor, that guests naturally want to photograph and share. I mean, a towering pyramid of vibrant, meticulously styled beverages encourages guests to gather, interact, and take memorable reception photography.
So you've organically managed the flow of the crowd using aesthetics.
Right. But you've also just built a 4-foot pyramid of fragile glass in a room full of dancing bodies. Which brings us to a massive logistical hurdle.
There are a few hurdles, yeah.
Well, you have a bigger enemy than gravity, right? Heat.
Oh, absolutely.
Because how do you stop a tower of premium martinis from turning into warm, unpalatable soup in 20 minutes? Nobody wants a lukewarm drink.
And that introduces the functional art of the modern ice age.
Okay, tell me about the ice.
So if the cocktail tower provides the vertical spectacle, the custom ice sculpture provides the thermodynamic solution.
Right, keeping it all cold.
Exactly. And just like the cocktail tower has evolved past the Gatsby era, the ice sculpture has moved far beyond those basic, slightly melty decorative swans you'd see at a 1990s banquet hall.
I remember those swans. But the evolution described in the Weddizer guide is staggering. Planners are heavily customizing these installations now.
They really are.
The source lists personalized monograms where a couple's initials are carved into crystal clear ice, which acts as a form of luxury branding for the event.
Yeah, that's huge.
And they detail champagne display sculptures that are architecturally designed to cradle and physically chill the bottles.
Beautiful and functional.
But then there are the botanical designs. This blew my mind. They are freezing fresh flowers, herbs, greenery, and even citrus slices directly into blocks of ice.
It's stunning, and the visual texture of those floral designs actually relies on a meticulous process called directional freezing.
Directional freeze?
Yeah. So when water freezes in a standard home ice cube tray, it freezes from the outside in.
Yeah.
And that traps microscopic air bubbles and dissolved minerals in the center, which creates that cloudy white look.
Right, standard cloudy ice.
But directional freezing forces the water to freeze from the bottom up, or from one side to the other, and that actively pushes all the impurities out as the ice forms.
Oh, wow. So you are left with a block of ice that acts like a perfectly transparent optical lens,
Exactly.
which makes the suspended herbs, or, a perfectly sliced piece of blood orange, look like gallery-worthy art.
It perfectly merges aesthetics with sheer utility. The ice is aggressively dropping the ambient temperature of the surrounding environment and the beverages, but the frozen botanicals turn the thermal regulator itself into a centerpiece.
Okay, I do have to push back on one specific detail from the source material here, though.
Oh, what's that?
The guide explicitly mentions ice drink luges as one of the highly requested custom installations.
Yes, the luges.
It describes guests pouring cocktails through carved ice channels to quickly chill the beverage on its way to the glass. Now, when I hear ice luge, my mind instantly goes to a college frat party.
That is the standard association, yes.
Right. I am picturing cheap liquor being poured down a jagged, slightly unhygienic block of cloudy ice in a dimly lit basement. Isn't an ice luge fundamentally at odds with the concept of a luxury wedding?
You would think so, but context and craftsmanship completely rewrite that association.
Really? How so?
Well, the source places a massive emphasis on professional styling. We are not talking about a block of ice sitting in a plastic storage tub here.
Okay, fair enough.
The channels carved into these luxury luges are mathematically angled.
Mathematically angled.
Yeah, because if the slope is too steep, the liquor splashes out unpredictably. If it's too shallow, a liquid pools, melting the ice faster and watering down the drink.
Ah, so it actually requires fluid dynamics to ensure a clean pour.
Exactly.
And the Weddizer guide emphasizes professional lighting for this too, right?
Yes, the lighting and the sheer clarity of the directionally frozen ice pull the concept out of the basement and into the ballroom.
Oh, I see.
When a mathematically perfect ice channel is integrated into a larger, sophisticated sculpture, perhaps infused with those botanical elements we mentioned, it bridges the gap between high-end artistic elegance and a premium interactive guest experience.
That makes sense.
It becomes a theatrical pouring mechanism for a high-end signature drink, elevating the interaction to match the luxury of the setting.
Okay, here's where it gets really interesting, though.
Right.
Because you have these massive structural elements dominating the room now.
Right.
Towering glass pyramids and illuminated blocks of carved ice are visually loud installations. How do you adapt something so dominant to different wedding aesthetics without it completely clashing with the overall vision the couple has spent months designing?
That's a great question, and the source breaks down exactly how these installations act as highly adaptable chameleons through what they call the synergy of theme and taste.
Yeah, they provide some fantastic specific pairings in the guide. Like, for classic luxury wedding, you lean into crystal champagne